You know, what's the point in bringing up a problem if you don't have a solution to the problem? And I talk about the things that women are too embarrassed to talk about. And it's funny because as I'll tell somebody about my product, women will be like, oh, I ain't got no problems down there. I'm good. Like, she is good. He ain't got no complaints. It is perfect. Whoop, de whoop, whoop, whoop. You know? And then they'll DM me, be like, hey, how many bottles can I get? Like, you know, for this. And I'm like... Welcome to episode 2 of my Zulu Nurse channel. If you're new here, let me fill y'all in on what's been going on. I've started this channel to help build my business, my brand, Yoni Potion and Zulu Nurse. So I'm taking you guys on this journey from starting off by making my drinks in-house to being in your local grocery stores and then further. So I want to come and talk to you guys today about Yoni Potion. What does that mean? What is that about? What is in fact my business? So for starters, I created this drink with my mother 4 years ago. I remember 4 years ago, I was in the kitchen and pause. Let me back it up some. So back in high school and college, that is now, just to date myself, over 10 years now, I struggled a lot with yeast infections, but I had no idea what they were. Like, I didn't know what it was going on. All I knew was that I had this discharge and I was itchy, and I didn't have these kind of conversations with my mom. So I didn't know. I just thought maybe I wasn't washing good enough. So I'm washing like 3 times a day, thinking that like it's just me being dirty. And at that point in time, I was not sexually active, so I knew it wasn't an STD. In college, this yeast infection is now becoming frequent. BV, bacteria vaginosis, which is an odor causing bacteria in your vagina. And I am just like in a complete panic. I go to the clinic, the doctor gives me antibiotics, it clears it up, but then I get a yeast infection again. So then I get medication for that. And I kid y'all not, for probably about 2.5, almost 3 years, probably even more, I was on this constant cycle of BV and yeast infections. And I was sick and tired of it. So it wasn't until the doctor did talk about me being on birth control. Because like, you're coming here very frequently into the clinic for these things. You might have a hormonal imbalance and just need your hormones to be back adjusted right, and a birth control pill would do that. Now, I didn't want to do birth control because, I had this mental stigma that birth control meant that you're fast. I'm laughing now because it's like, that's so crazy. It means that you're fast and you gain weight, So I did not want any parts of that. So I just said, I'm going to just suffer through this. Continuing on, my periods were very irregular. So around like my junior year, I kid y'all not, I probably bled from May 2nd to July 17th. Straight. Not a pause, not a moment of silence, bled straight through that time frame. And I remember those dates because I remember I marked it on my calendar when my period started, and I was going to track it when it ended because I wanted to start tracking my periods because they were so irregular. So I get a doctor's appointment. I tell them how long I've been bleeding. He gives me this birth control pill. At this point, I'm desperate because I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. So I take this birth control pill and immediately my period stopped. And I was just kind of like, okay, so clearly it has been a hormonal imbalance. The BV stopped, the yeast infection stopped. It was like, y'all, I had a new vagina. Like, Hallelujah Chorus can sing now. But what I didn't realize was also that the birth control was making me sick. I was waking up with morning sickness. I was extremely fatigued. I had a really, really big appetite. I was constantly hungry. Nothing could satisfy my hunger. And I just felt super, super sluggish and just weighed down due to this. And I realized it was because of this birth control. And I remember my campus mom that I was staying with, she was like, you sound like you're pregnant. I said, no, I'm not that. Graduate college, I go through nursing school, And so I'm just kind of chugging my way along. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was not complying with those birth control pills. I was honestly taking them PRN for my healthcare workers. Y'all know what PRN means, as needed. Taking it like it was like some sort of pain pill. When I realized I was getting BV, yeast infections a lot, I'll start taking it. Or if, my period wasn't coming or my period was lasting too long, I start taking it, and which is extremely dangerous. Y'all do not do that, okay? So I then get home, back to Atlanta, and I am living with my parents, and my mom is making this drink. And initially she was making this drink as a form of a detox and something to help boost her metabolism so it can help with kickstart her weight loss. That's what she was doing. And my mom has always been real health freak when it comes to what's healthy. And I had a grandma who was all into healing things naturally. So I come from that line of family. So they were never really a fan of the birth control or taking any medications like that to begin with. So my mom is making this drink and she has me taste it. And I'm like, oh, this drink tastes good. Okay, I could drink this. It was really refreshing. And so I drank it, and I started realizing that when I was on the birth control pills, my side effects were not there anymore. I wasn't nauseous. I wasn't, fatigued. I was able to eat, had to satisfy my appetite. The side effects were gone. And then when I went back to not taking my birth control pills and I was still drinking this drink, the BV, these infections, they were not coming around anymore. My periods were becoming more regular. Now I take that back. My periods were still irregular. It wasn't until I added my third product of Yoni Potion was when my periods became regular. But nonetheless, I was able to stop taking birth control and I was able to drink this drink, and I was good. So how this product or this drink became a product that I started selling, my friends and I would have these conversations. One of my childhood friends in particular, I told her about the drink that I've been drinking, and she was telling me that she was having issues with BV or whatever. So I was like, hey girl, drink this drink. So she came back to me and was like, girl, this drink made me super wet. I was like, what? I said, now that you say that, I've been wondering what's going on down there. I thought it was just because I might have been just that girl, but nah, I see that if she drinks a drink and she's saying that, and I've been drinking a drink and I'm feeling that, there's got to be a correlation in there. So that's how she was like, you got to bottle this up and sell it. And that's another thing. I'm going to pause right there. The power of having people in your life that can see a good thing that you got going on and push you towards better, because I didn't think anything of it at all. I'm bottling this up. I'm giving it to coworkers and people giving me their orders, and I'm making it for them. And initially it was for free. And then they were like, nah, girl, you got to start charging. You got to start charging, put a label on it. And I remember the first time I did it for someone at work, I got a water bottle. I ripped the label off of it. I put a piece of paper on it, and I put pussy potion, because that's what I was originally going to call it. And I put it in the bottle and I gave it to her at work. And then, I'm brainstorming with my friend, and we're just like, yeah, we got to call this something that could be mainstream and that you can see the everyday person saying it. So that is how Yoni Potion came to life. So it's been 2 years since I've officially launched this business, and I've had to deal with a lot of hesitation. I look at when I was scrolling on Instagram and looking at other people's businesses, and I saw Yoni soaps and steams and Yoni oils and different, sex enhancers and stuff like that. I was thinking, oh, this business is gonna be off the shelf. I'm gonna it's just gonna blow, 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 blow. But as I started telling different women outside of friends and family about my product, I started getting a lot of hesitation and reluctancy about the drink. And so I got it. People are real particular about what it tastes and foods and drinks. Does it taste good? The moment I explain what kind of ingredients it has in it, people are like, that doesn't sound too good. But when people taste it, they're like, oh my goodness, this drink tastes so good. So, those are some of the things, the obstacles that I kind of had to overcome. And I realized when you talk about yeast infection, or when you talk about bacterial vaginosis or vaginal dryness, irregular periods, and hormonal imbalance and pH being off, it a lot of women get embarrassed, you know, because we listen to the music, arts, society, men, you know, the vagina is supposed to be this way at all times. And if it's not, you're not normal, you're dirty, you're this, you're that. I thought those things about myself. So I realized that I had some groundwork to do, some homework to do to kind of research how can I educate women about these things that are very much so normal, and how can I market my drink to be more welcoming to the everyday woman, to know that because you're drinking my drink is not because something's wrong with you, but because you just honestly want to be healthy. And which is how I came up, my hairstylist came up with this slogan, let's make a good thing better. In other words, my drink is, you already got a good thing going on. You know what I'm saying? We already got it. It's that girl, it's her, period, boom, bada out. However, let's make it better. Let's make sex more fun. Let's make it healthy. Let's make it clean. You know, feeling fresh every day. Not having to worry about that itchy discharge, your pH being off after every time you have sex or your period. That is how I had to start marketing my product. And honestly, y'all, it has been a struggle trying to get that off the ground, or trying to portray that in social media posts and reels and everything like that. So that is honestly what I'm still working on. I also tell women that in my drinks, I have 3 products. I have Purify Her, Super Soak Her, and One Night Jam. The Purifier, it cleanses, detox, and, you know, gives you that overall rejuvenating, fresh feeling. The Super Soak Her is specifically supposed to, you know, make you, it also can cleanse and detoxify, but it also makes you more wet as well. And it just makes you last longer in bed when it comes to lubrication and sexual secretions. And then the One Night Jam. The One Night Jam was originally supposed to be, you know, a replacement of the gas station pill. A natural one, so that way you know what's going inside your body, because them gas station pills, you know. But what I realized when I was telling you guys about my period being irregular, when I started taking the One Night Jam for myself, my periods became regular. So it has, and what I've noticed is that it has a hormonal balancing agent in it, and it's all natural. I kid y'all not, y'all. These are all natural. I'm gonna list the ingredients of my products here in this video so y'all can see for yourself what's in my product, what the ingredients, that is what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. And I stand on that. You know what the young people say, stand on business? That is what I am doing, is stand on business when it comes to it being all natural, because my product is for women who care about what goes inside their body. It is for the women who are health conscious. It's for the women who want to feel whole, pure, clean, and balanced at all times. That is what my drink is for. And it doesn't have solely just, you know, feminine care, vaginal benefits. It honestly has a lot of other benefits too that I'll get into in another video. But just to keep it short, I would say it's help with boosting metabolism, weight loss, curb appetite. It has a gut health, helps with promoting good gut health, overall detox. And one question that I did get a lot was, am I going to poop a lot? Because, you know, when you hear detox, people think automatically poop. No, this does not make you poop. It doesn't work in that end. But I will say that if there's anything that it does, it probably will make you pee. But it's good because you're flushing out anything, any toxins, any waste, any bacteria. It's going to come out through your urine. And that's what my products do. It pulls out those toxins, those things that are not good for your body, especially in your vaginal area. You urinate it out so it's out of your body and not sitting, swimming, and dwelling in that area and getting you all murky and musty. Throughout all the business workshops that I've been to, or, you know, YouTube channels that I've listened to with, you know, women helping other women launch their business, they always talk about storytelling. That is my story. That is where I came from. That is where Yoni Potion came from and how it started. So I talk about things that is embarrassing for the everyday person, and that's okay. You know, this is my testimony. I'm willing to be on the front lines and let people know that I've been there, but I also have a solution. You know, what's the point in bringing up a problem if you don't have a solution to the problem? And I talk about the things that women are too embarrassed to talk about. And it's funny because as I'll tell somebody about my product, women will be like, oh, I ain't got no problems down there. I'm good. Like, she is good. He ain't got no complaints. It is perfect. Whoop, 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 whoop. You know? And then they'll DM me, be like, hey, how many bottles can I get? Like, you know, for this. And I'm like, sis, you did all that for what? And it just told me that there's still a level of embarrassment when it comes to this. And we got to find a way to normalize this. And it's not me normalizing yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis or anything like that, but it's normalizing that you can get them. It's okay that you do. Here's some solutions that you can have. Here's some alternatives. And I also want to make this statement. I know my videos, probably what I might say might contradict what I've recently said, but by no means do I market my product that it cures yeast infections or yeast infection or BV. It does not cure it. It reduces the risk. I need to make that super clear. My product reduces the risk of yeast infections and bacterial vaginosis and other common infections that women get that are not STDs. Not STDs. And I'll dive into that a little bit more, but I just really want to make that clear because I don't want the FDA coming after me. I don't need nobody coming after me about me making claims that are not real. It will not cure it. If you got something brewing down there that is an active live agenting what's going on in you, go to the doctor, get you a script, get right, and then come see me. And we'll get you all the way together so you ain't got to go back to the doctor. There it is. But yeah, so until next week, I'm going to dive in. Next week, I plan on diving into about where is the Yoni Potion now when it comes to expenses, income, or revenue, I should say, the admin side of it. Where do I stand now when it comes to that? And that's going to be in episode 3. So stay tuned. And if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about, comment below so we can, get this journey going. Till next week. See you later.